Malika Bobino with the Oakland Post again. Start of the season, there were goals met to go undefeated in the division, which was met. While you're thinking about some of the goals for next season, have you thought about the penalties? Because that's really, it's been like the death of this team, are the penalties. Have you thought about how to really get the players focused on what not to do and what to do to avoid it?
Oh, there's no question. I think about it every day, because obviously it's an area that we have to address. It's something that we're going to emphasize to get better at. I mean, obviously, that is a high number of penalties that we had. Some are controllable. And I think we all understand that. Some are you can't control. What we want to do is make sure that we don't hurt ourselves as a football team. And I think that's the most important thing. And obviously that starts with emphasizing, it starts with our coaching staff, it starts with showing our players and having them understand what it takes to win on a weekly basis. And obviously we can't have negative plays, and those things do lead to negative plays.
Kate Longworth once again with Comcast Sportsnet. And Hugh, just expanding on that, what changes or improvements do you want to implement next season so you can accomplish what you said to take this team to the Super Bowl?
The number one thing we have to do on offense is play more consistent in the scoring zone. I mean, I know we're all excited about the points scored, but there was too many times when we were in the scoring zone, especially early in the year, that we didn't capitalize. We got to do a better job, I truly believe, of putting that ball in the end zone when we're down there and be more efficient in that area of the field. And obviously what was just talked about, penalties. We have to eliminate penalties on both sides of the ball. And on defense, we got to get after the quarterback. I mean, we have the best defensive line coach in football, in my opinion, in Mike Waffle, and he's done an excellent job this past year. And I expect our defensive line to play better than what they played last year. I expect our linebackers to play better. I expect our secondary to play better. I expect us to be so much better on defense this year because, again, we're going to be a team that is another year in somewhat of the same system and playing better.
And then if I may follow up with Mr. Davis, on a day a new coach is here, there's always this sense of optimism for the team and for the franchise. For you, what makes today different, perhaps more unique, special, exciting in the fact that Hugh Jackson is now the head coach?
Well, he's proven that he can get in the end zone, and we do have a bright young football team with great ability. It's a question of getting them to perform to that ability, but they are exceptional when it comes to the kind of ability that I like. And there are some great young players out there. I mean, they're the ones that I hope 4 or 5 years from now, but it's tough. It's tough to keep them all under this present rules and regulations, because of the cap and the amount of money that they're giving us. So we used to keep all the great players. That's why we had so many Hall of Famers come out of here. What I was going to say, graduate from here. But it's tough to keep them, and we'll see if we can keep them. And if we can't, we got to get someone to replace them. That's great. But it's the I think he's proven that he can handle this club, and it's the personnel.
Tim Kawakami, American News again. Hugh, you mentioned Mike Waffle's names. Yeah, Tim Kawakami, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned Mike Waffle's name several times. Is he a candidate to be the defensive coordinator? Is he the defensive coordinator at this point?
I think he has the potential, but we're going to compile a list of people that we want to take a great look at. Obviously, Mike's done a great job, and I mention his name a lot because I've been around him. I love his work. We've worked together at Cal before. I know him. He's a good friend. And but we're going to go out, as I said earlier, and we're going to put the best staff together. And obviously, the guy that leads the defense, that's just his role. Every coach that's going to be on our defensive staff obviously going to have a role to play too, but we're going to obviously got to have somebody to lead, to head it up. No question.
And secondly, Al referred to possibly some difficulties you might have had implementing your offense this last year. I assume that, and there was a report that there was tensions between you and Tom Cable during the season. Were there difficulties? Were there times where you felt like you could not run the offense you wanted to?
I'm not going to say there was times I felt like I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I think what we did is we did a good job of meshing together what it was here in the past and where we want to go now. And I don't, I know there was a lot of reports. Tom, I've known Tom. I just want everyone to know this. Me and Tom work together. So I have a great respect for him as a football coach. What Tom Cable is, as a football coach, is an exceptional line coach. And he will go on and do great. And I wish nothing but the best for him. But all the things about the tension between me and him, I didn't feel that. I didn't see that. We went out, and I think, it was reported that there was a rift. There was no rift between us. I think we both wanted to win, and obviously Coach Davis and Tom, they gave me a lot of leadway on offense to do what I needed to do. And sometimes we didn't get it done. We didn't play like we can play on offense, and I think that was my frustration more so than anything.
Paul Gutierrez again.
Paul, you get to ask the last question.
Okay. Paul Gutierrez again from CSNBayArea.com. Hugh, have you already reached out to any of the players, and is there any need, do you feel, to kind of re-recruit these guys to get them back in the fold, or is the continuity that big of a thing?
This group of men on the Raider team is excited about the upcoming season, and I haven't felt like I needed to re-recruit anybody. I haven't felt like I needed to call anybody other than what I normally do. I normally call guys and see how they're doing and see how this off-season's going thus far. I think our players are excited about what the future is here. Again, we were 6-0 in the AFC West. We know we need to play better outside the AFC West. We're going to build a bully here. This is the Raiders. We know exactly where we're heading and what we want to do. And I think our players today are very, very excited about where we're going.
All right.
When we had the year 2000, the Randy Hansen incident, we had a turmoil in our coaching staff. Randy's jaw was broken. To this day, no one is sure how it was broken. We had a spouse accused the coach, the head coach, of personal public relations that were not good. And at that time, there were a lot of people in the Bay Area who wanted me to take action. Take action against the coach because supposedly he admitted he slapped his wife. And they wanted me to take action on the Randy Hansen matter. We issued a public release that we don't condone this type of action that's been going on. We intend to look into it. And we intend to do something about it if something is warranted to do something about it. And I made the point that there have been other people, coaches, and other positions who have left here. And I have gotten, but it's all right, trashed because they thought the other coaches were such good people. And we kept it quiet because of legalese and reasons we had to keep it quiet. And so no one ever came to the forefront, and those people are doing much better in professional football today because they got away with some other stuff. But we endured the public wrath. At the time, I decided that nothing would be done on cable. Nothing would be done until we found out about Randy Hansen. And then we received a letter this year. We received a letter this year in June. For the lawyer, for the woman who appeared last season on ESPN by the name of Klutz, K-L-U-T-Z. He included, with his letter, a copy of a lawsuit he was preparing on her behalf against Tom Cable and the Raiders,